100 days. Well, I'm Anne-Marie Waltz, and I want to say thank you so much. Today is my 100th day, and look, isn't Max thrilled? And I just wanted to say I do so appreciate all of you that have engaged with my go lives for the last 100 days. And if you haven't signed up to my website yet, you can head over to thinkyourwaytoamillion.com. And the best way to support my channel, if you like my content, is to hit subscribe. So, what have the last 100 days been like? Well, I can tell you, I can't believe that it's gone by this fast. I started this project October 26th, and here we are 100 days out. So, I have made probably about, I think it's, well, this might be my 146th video between the go lives, the shorts, and the actual videos. So if you're new to my channel happens to be called Think Your Way to a Million at Amory Waltz Official. And I like creating content that helps to inspire others to actually think about connecting an idea that you might have to the internet. And I happen to use a lot of tech tools and video creation tools and put your idea online so that you have a chance to monetize your ideas. And then who knows, maybe you'll be the one to make $1 million. But I can tell you in the last 100 days, there's one thing that I can recommend if you are doing a YouTube channel, and that would be to watch my video about how to set up your YouTube channel. And it says something about trolls, but you do want to set up your filters so that way you can just have a nice, safe community. And in 100 days, I can tell you this is what will happen. First of all, you just need to be tenacious, persistent, have a sense of humor, and show up. So, tenacity, consistency, and perseverance, and show up. Just wash, rinse, and repeat. What's going to happen when you do that are two things. First, you're going to find eventually your audience, because when you are consistent, it does create curiosity. And be mindful about your content. Have a strategy. Have something that you could talk about, even if you didn't have a script, because that's really what will keep you going. Don't compare yourself to others, just compare yourself to your own stats. And then, because the audience, you will attract an audience. And then the other thing is that when you're making content, you're also making it for YouTube's algorithm, because you need, hey, hi, thank you so much. I want to, thanks for popping on. Today is my 100th day doing YouTube, and I couldn't do it without you. So I do want to say thank you, even though I don't know you. And if you are a returning viewer, uh, thank you so much for subscribing. If you haven't, you can check out my content about how to create content. And it's really nice to see people come on from all parts of the world. So you just literally just got to keep being consistent. The other thing I can tell you is that when you do your go lives, rip the band-aid off, do them. Remember to smile when you're talking. Hey, hi, how are you? It's 100 days of YouTube for my channel. So thank you so much for making that happen. So today's topic is just celebrating 100 days of YouTube. I'm going to share some insights and tips. You're welcome to drop some comments down below, as just as long as they're nice and they're businesslike. My channel is Think Your Way to a Million. If you've been here before, you can just drop in the comments that you are a returning visitor. If you're new to my channel, thank you so much. And, be so kind and hit subscribe. So out of the 100 days, there's my dog Max. He looks really thrilled. Out of the 100 days of doing YouTube, I don't know where the 100 days went. So a lot of my content happens to revolve around high level software, affiliate marketing, how to have a better mindset, how to chase your dreams, how to turn your dreams into a job. And this, it's a really cool day. That's 100 days of YouTube. So if you use YouTube for business, I'd really love it for you to drop it in the chat. Well, give me some feedback as to like why do you use YouTube? And if you'd like a free if you'd like to subscribe for a free trial of high level software that I speak about, you're more than welcome to visit thinkyourwaytoamillion.com. And when you circle back around to my content, if you are wanting to learn how to make a side hustle for yourself, you can check out, like, one of my episodes last week was how to integrate your own merch swag store using Printful and HighLevel. And but it's just an interesting social project to actually go live on YouTube as many times as I have this year, in the last 100 days, because it's completely different than when you go live on Facebook. And in my experiences, I found that that's mainly because once you agree on Facebook, you're usually, you have your friends that you really do know, and then friends of friends, and then in your local community you might be uh, connected to some different local pages, so it really does have that kind of local feel. Now, my instance with being on YouTube, there's many of you that come from all over the world, and I'm on the East Coast in the US. That's my dog Max. Hey Max. He's camera shy. He really doesn't like his face being shown. And so it's just been really a cool experiment. So what's going on in your parts of the world? So when it comes to, like, if you see me online, what I love is to have like real engagement. I'm growing a community, and it's really nice to get feedback. Yesterday, well, sometime this weekend when I went on, one of you had shared, his name was Dylan, that he was doing drop shipping and he was reselling earbuds. So I love, if you hear me talk about HighLevel software so much and why it would be good for you to try it out for yourself, is that, like, with their integrations with like Printful, it's really easy. Well, I say it's really easy. It doesn't take much to be able to sell a product online. And it doesn't really take much to be able to start your own business online with a tool like that. But so part of my inspiration to do this channel has actually multiple layers. I had online booking with my salon back in 2004. For those of you that watched me before, some of this might be not new knowledge, but for those of you that aren't, that's some of the backstory. And then when I went to a HighLevel conference back in October, I saw like seven of the guys that had made over $1 million in affiliate commissions, and the company is only 6.5 years old. And I was just like, wow, they could make $1 million. What did they do? They made a lot of content, put in a lot of effort, but they did YouTube. I was like, wow, I think I'll try that. And it takes a lot of grit and tenacity to just keep making content. At first, when you first start doing your YouTube channel, if you're doing it for business, it's just like anything else. It might seem like a shiny penny and it's like, yay! But then if you get too enthralled into the stats of like trying to like grow your channel really fast, you know what? It I don't get too caught up in the numbers. I did probably 30 days out, but I think it's more important for consistency, and think about your, like, for yourself, if you're making a goal, think about it in a few different ways. Your long time goal of what you want to achieve, but then you need to break it down in bite-sized pieces. And that goes with everything. Like, in addition to doing this, I've been going to Orange Theory Fitness for probably about 6 years, and they have a challenge right now for 8 weeks. So I talk a lot about Chat GPT. That's one of my playlists. So if you aren't using AI and you haven't dived into that yet, I'd be surprised if you aren't. But there's many people I talk to that just haven't embraced AI yet. That's been part of my content for the last 100 days. It can literally break everything down for you, and it can really spark some ideas. So, where when I started my business, it was back in 99. Imagine that. There wasn't social media. There wasn't this. My salon YouTube, I started that in 2008. So, and Mark, look at Max could care less. Don't dogs have the life? He's like, can't we just go somewhere, right? The other thing I would like to ask from those of you is that if you do follow my channel, whether you do or you don't, if you do and you'd like certain kind of content to be made, uh, drop it in a comment. Visit my community wall here on YouTube, and you can leave a comment even there or even on this feed if I have the comments turned on. But I really like making user request content because it's really fun to make a project and work on something that I know will really benefit you. And because my one of my brands is How to Marketing Pro, and that came about 3 years ago when I was at a marketing thing and the guy running it said, "You've got 10 minutes, write down something that you're good at." I'm like, uh-huh. Okay. I don't know about you, but it's like this. Um, hey, how are you? It's like this. Do you ever find that there's a couple types of people out there that can be ultra creative, ones that are analytical. I happen to be in the middle. So sometimes what happens is that if you can relate to this, you might have a lot of ideas, but you just don't know how to organize your ideas. And there's nothing wrong with you. This is where I'm gonna go use chat GBT. So IA, you're not was it people are not listening to you? Oh, thank you for your feedback. And you know what? I'm not listening to you either. Have a nice day. All right, so for the comments, right? It's nice to have comments, but don't be one of those people that tries to interrupt. you know, it's really good when you have a community that is they like to communicate, but there's no room for insults. There really isn't. So as I was saying, if you struggle with putting like a lot of your creative ideas together, open up your chat gpt account and just say, hey, and what's real cool is that you can actually talk with it now and just say, hey, I need to rattle off some thoughts. Can you help me organize them? And I'm not telling you to use Chat GBT just like copy and paste because, like, there's a couple different schools of thought about it. But I can tell you from using it for 3 years and doing YouTube for 100 straight days that I might know a thing or two, that it can really, really, really help organize things. And where I'm at using tech, I've been using it for 21 years, and then I have like 30 something years being in the hair space. It's a really weird combination. But when you're able to take creativity and technology and put it together, you can wind up making money. You really, really can. And it's kind of comical. Like, and hey, welcome. There's a couple more of you popped on. Today's 100 days of YouTube. I'm just sharing some insights of things that I've learned along the way. You're welcome to join in the conversation. I just ask that you keep it constructive and keep it either creative or business like, right? And you're welcome to sign up at thinkyourwaytoamillion.com. And I'd be happy to provide you more bonuses. Or I also use HighLevel software. Good. Now we got that out of the way. Ready? Next. And my dog is he's bored stiff, right? So the other thing in the comments, if you have questions, drop a question. Drop a question, all right? All right. Let's see. All red. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, yeah. Hey, I like your boxer. Thank you. All right. Yeah, thank you so much. He's fun. He's about 9 years old. All right. Okay. And if you want to join, yep. Okay. If you want to join in on a conversation, you need to ask a polite question. Okay. If you're gonna throw insults, that's not what my channel's about. But I love you anyways for the engagement. Okay, Joaquin, you said what? I love something a boxer. I don't know. Okay, yeah, that's my boxer, if that's what you meant. Hey, yep. Okay, great. Nice. All right. So put in the comments. I want to ask you, those of you that are hanging out. All right. Do you use YouTube for entertainment, or do you use YouTube because you have a business? So put in the comment, it's either for entertainment or business. Let's see who's on right now. Because my channel's geared towards both. Nice. Okay. So gun dogs, Michigan gun dogs. Or just for fun's entertainment. Nothing wrong with that. Great. Hey, thanks for participating. That's why I want to have this channel. And so sometimes people are like, wow, you talk a lot. Yeah, well, I've always been an educator, okay? And if the room is going to be quiet, well, watch happens if I stop talking. Wow, that was fun, right? Okay. More for fun, sometimes advertising. Great. Do you this is great. So Michigan Gun Dog outdoors. Do you use the same channel or do you have two channels, one for business or and then one for fun? Just curious. So yeah, and then do you what's your business about if you use it for some advertising? You're welcome to share. You don't have to tell me what it is if you don't want to. But I'm really looking to see how it is that maybe I can help. And I even love learning from other people as far as how they're using. Okay, my channels are a cluster. It's all in one. Ah, brilliant. Okay. What city do you live in? What city do you live in? Okay. Michigan gun dogs. Have you taken the time yet to make different playlists? Because that would be, since you use the word cluster, I can relate to that. Okay. Kansas City. I have a hair extension company down there. I'm in Massachusetts. Nice for asking. Is it Joaquin? Okay. So Michigan gun dogs, do you use playlists to organize your cluster? Right? Because that's one way that you can organize your stuff. Okay. I train dogs. Oh, nice. Okay. He says he trains dogs, and I'm a tree climber and a family fruit farm. Wow. Okay. I can handle that. That's okay. So you do a lot of different things. Yeah, that's right up my alley because when I was making this channel, Think Your Way to a Million.com, my other colleagues were like, oh, you need to do this, you need to do that. But I really wanted to make this project that I have be an organized cluster. So I found that if you check out, I have different playlists for everything like debt free living to not having a broke mindset to how to use HighLevel, how to make videos. So in your case, okay, I need to figure out the playlist. All my videos are off, off and on iPhone. Yeah. So when you actually, if you were to go live, I'm trying to think, when you go live, you can actually assign the video to what playlist. That can actually be done after you hit the end of the recording, and then you can assign it to the playlist. So you can do it that way. That's not an issue. And then as far as all of your stuff being on an iPhone, that's not an issue either. So what you could do this afternoon is you could go into your YouTube channel. You can go to your settings and then you would go where you can create a playlist and you can just start making like say 3 playlists, one for your dog training, one for your tree climbing, and one for your family fruit farm if you wanted to. Now, if one of those things winds up having more attention than the other, where you think that you could actually make a channel out of it, you might want to look at doing that at some time. And that is only because, like, say you wanted to grow your dog training more, like your dog training business, then you could have a dog training channel. And then what's going to happen is that when you make content just about that one topic, then you're going to be bringing in and pulling in the people for your dog training there, Michigan ground dog, ground dog. Okay, gun dogs. And you're also going to be keeping the YouTube algorithm happy. And then another solid reason to have a YouTube channel, whether for say business, but even if you have a hobby that you want to monetize, is that Google owns YouTube. And then so if uh, say you're dog training, I'll take any of your topics, your train dogs, your tree climber. Now you say you're a tree climber. Do you actually do you is that does that have anything to do with cutting trees down, like tree service? And then you have a family fruit farm. So those are really three different categories that you could eventually, if you wanted to, have three different YouTube channels, and you could wind up dominating your area in Michigan, right? Let's see. Anybody else have a business? So I hope that helps. Oh, let's see. Most of my subscribers are from the fishing side of YouTube. That's interesting. Well, you know something, fishing, and I wonder if that winds up. I wonder if that's because of the training dogs. It might be. I don't know. Oh, yes, you do tree removal. Yeah, my husband has an auto repair shop. So if there's one thing that this crazy redhead knows about, is it, and if you detect sarcasm, it's rampant. I'm very sarcastic, but I have good intentions. My husband has an auto repair garage. So it was back in 2008. I got a random email from a hosting company that actually, yeah, laugh out loud. You have to, let me tell you, the biggest takeaway that you have to have if you're going to be showing your face on camera, is a sense of humor and a thick skin. You really do. Anyways, but my husband, he has an auto repair garage, and it was going to be 10 years ago. He was actually on, if you catch my live from Saturday, I hopped on just for like a half hour. He was on, I pulled him into it. Hey, right, Max? I'm pulling the whole family into this YouTube thing. He was only doing voicemail with his business 10 years ago. Can you imagine? And he came home and he's like, "Can you help me?" And I said, I was see, I do lives, mostly antler shed and hunting right now. Oh, those are I have family, believe it or not, lives in Pennsylvania. And then I had our past social media manager for my husband's auto repair garage. Like, um, we had let a business do it. I got tired of doing his. Was into hunting. Like if you had four legs, he loved to hunt deer. He would show the antlers, and then he used to go shooting geese. Like, jeez. So I can appreciate some of that. Now when it comes to like being able to create content on purpose, the reason why isn't just so that you can go blah 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 and stop people from scrolling. Yeah, that's part of it, but that's not even the real big reason for it. It's so that all of you, what you can do, especially on YouTube, is you're creating yourself links that are searchable. And so if somebody winds up searching, I need the best tree service in Michigan in a certain zip code, well, who's going to come up? Gun Dog Outdoors will come up. So, and then if you do have multiple interests, what you're doing is not only creating just an audience, which is really cool. And thank you for hanging out, and thank you for subscribing for those of you who have. You're literally creating yourself your own network, like a spider web for yourself on the internet. So, in my experience, I might have a hair salon, that I do hair extensions, but you know something? I literally took my services from $19 to I made $3,000 Monday. And I'm not kidding. Now, that's not a brag. That's a lot of hard work. Now, and the other thing I can tell you that is this, you really should have your own websites. Like, you should have your own website. Think of it as your home base, because all the social medias are great, but at times they will go down, and you don't own them. I don't own them. So isn't it a brilliant idea that somebody said, "Oh, let's make a great big website. We'll call it social media. This week we'll call it TikTok. This week we'll call it YouTube. We'll get a bunch of strangers to make content for it." I mean, whoever had that idea is brilliant. Now, I can tell you, oh, you're welcome, Rockin' Johnny, no problem. Okay. Love your life. Asked him looked through it and he got defensive. Yeah, sorry, love your life. This isn't a dating channel. This is I can't give you tips about that. I'd be the worst person to give you tips about that. Seeing that I've been married for 30 years, I'm not the right one for you to answer those questions. You can hang out if you want to learn about business though. So what happened was like I said, I started my digital journey like so long ago. And I had, when I mentioned about creating your own marketing web by using the different platforms, and then networking them together so that this way when people are searching for what it is that you have to, yeah, no problem, see you later, Michigan gun dog, come back, all right. Hey, okay, just kidding, yeah, no problem, that's funny. Hey, I got a good sense of humor, we're all good. All right, so when you make your own sort of network out of using all the social media channels, like you can do a little bit over here, a little bit over there, but when you make enough noise online, what you're actually doing is you'll be able to be found easier in Michigan, Kansas, anywhere in the world. And once you find something that you would like to like be able to monetize, then it makes it a lot easier. So one thing that I really love about YouTube, it's been around a long time. It's been around a really, really long time. So over the course of the last 100 days, I have found that in creating traffic just on YouTube has been a combination of doing, say, the go lives like this. So if you haven't started going live and you've just been more of like watching them, try it out. Try it out. You might want to only start for a couple minutes. One thing you'll really want to do is watch my video about how to set up your channel with the trolls. And I'll walk you through the steps. It's not rocket science or anything, but just so that you can stay focused, you can get more comfortable, you can get more relaxed because you really are doing a few things at the same time. All right. Like I finally am getting the hang of like looking at the comments. All right. And trying to respond to those. The other thing that you need to do is like ask questions. I really want those of you that are watching to be comfortable enough to ask questions related to the topic. So today's 100 days of YouTube. And I'm giving advice about what my experience has been while giving business tips on different ways for you to be able to like start a business online. So you will hear me mention when you come to my channel, even if you come back often or it's your first time, I love HighLevel software. If you don't know what that is, you're more than welcome. I invite you to get a free trial with me. And you can do that by going to thinkyourwaytoamillion.com, or you can visit the link that's in this after when I'm done. And I use that. So the bulk of my content is really based on content, like the tagline on my channel says, content creation with a side of affiliate uh, marketing or affiliate hustle. I've had to make money my whole entire life. I imagine you're not going to escape having to make money. So about a couple weeks ago, I was like, you know what? It should be fun to make money. I mean, we're so conditioned to go to work, make money. No, what about if we went to what if we found something that you like doing and you make money? That's just fun. It's just fun, and it should just be fun. So some of the things you'll also hear me talk about in one of my playlists is, how to become debt free. And I just simply read a book. It's called the Total Money Makeover. Hey, Nick, you came back. Hey, nice to see you again. I'm doing great, Nick. Today's 100 days of YouTube. Hey, greetings from Russia. Greetings from the USA. Hey, hit the subscribe button. So yeah, so today, like I said, it was 100 days of YouTube. So what I was sharing is like the things that you might hear me talk about. And if you missed and you just hopped on, I gave some tips about like how to make your own personal network by using the social media channels, so that this way, if you have an idea, you are really instead of the social media channels leveraging us, because that's what they're doing. Somebody 20 something years ago, probably started maybe with Zuckerberg, was like, hey, I'm going to make a website and watch. I'm going to sit back and everybody's just going to make content for it. And I'm just going to rake in the money, you know? And instead, what I found is this. Yeah, all right. You know what? The social media channels are free, but they don't come without a cost because you have to make content. But you really do, all of you do need your own websites if you're really trying to have your own business. I said, what city are you from? I'm somewhat near Boston. Just answering a couple questions. So if you I particularly like using YouTube, and it's been 100 days. Max is like, I know. Oh my God. And my family's been so supportive, you know? So anyway, and over since 2008, I'll share this story and just hang out with me. Okay. I know I jump around, but I promise I always bring it back around. All right. I started making my own websites probably about 20 years ago, but I got serious about some things in 2008 when somebody else told me that, like, yeah, when you start blogging, you could raise the visibility of your website. That was 2008. That's like, this is 2025, right? So I've shared in the past, I've had online booking for 21 years. I've been at this like over 2 decades. Guess what happened? All right. So one of my other followers, he just hopped off, and he actually that has a tree service where he cuts trees, tree service, and then he also has a family fruit farm, and then what was the other thing? I'm looking back now. He had three different things because it was just so cool. Oh, he trains dogs. That was it. And so I could relate to that because over the course of my hair career, and today's a day off, so if any of you are gonna start ragging on me about how my hair looks, save it. I've heard it. Here, it's not new. Okay, all right. I care more about the content. Now back to what I was saying. Okay, so over the course of my career, I literally got certified in absolutely everything I could in my field. Yeah, because I love education that much. So then I was crazy enough or eccentric enough to make a website for every single different thing. All right. So now what happened? Oh, I ranked. But then what happened? I got hacked. Oh my God. So, be about 10 years ago, I lost 14 websites and I lost 7 years of content. Could you imagine? Could you imagine? Hey, Tommy, nice to meet you. So what would you do if you lost all your content? What would you do? Could you imagine making content for, 7 years, and you lost it all, and you lost all 14 of your websites, right? That was a tough time. So, what do I have to offer you? A lot of experience. Oh my God, a lot. I rebuilt, and what I love about what some of you don't know about making the content is like, okay, you make the content. Yeah, that's step one. But what some of the frustration I've seen online over the past couple years is this. I'm making content. I'm not getting any customers, but they don't know, and maybe this is new to you, especially if you make it on YouTube, you're making links. Have you tried searching yourself lately? You should really try searching yourself. You'd be surprised what you might find. And I'll say that again. You might be surprised what you might find, right? Um, so as it's been 100 days of YouTube, I have a long, long journey ahead of me. And what I so want is that just have you be part of it. I invite you to join in on the journey. I invite you to take advantage of signing up at thinkyourwaytoamillion.com. Grab the free trial of HighLevel software because you know what? I don't want to do this think your way to a million.com journey by myself. That's kind of lame. So I do want to say thank you so much that it's been 100 days. And in the short 100 days, which seems like 10 minutes, I can't believe it's here. There's been 100 of you that followed me. And that really means something to me. Like, I'm not just saying it. It's like, it's really cool. I really appreciate it. So if you ever have questions about business or something, say you see one of my posts and you're like, oh, yeah, you know something? And then you are following me and you forgot to ask, but maybe I trigger something as far, that you're like, oh, me, I should ask that next time. If you see me going live, feel free to drop a question and say, "Oh, Emery, hey, I had a question about your last go live." Because I'd be happy to answer it. So some of the stuff that was covered in the past week was how to implement Shopify, not Shopify, Printful as a Shopify alternative into HighLevel. And so you can check that video out. I gave some highlights about that. And then in the upcoming weeks, I am going to be digging into how to use HighLevel even more, but keep it fun. The company is just rolling out every single day with like new website templates, new funnel templates, and just it's just really really cool to be part of something bigger. So when you are making your content, when you're using YouTube, I want you to stop and think like, how are you using it? Are you using it just to learn? Are you using it for entertainment? Or are you using it for your business? Because if you're using it for your business, you'll want to check out in your settings when you log into your YouTube. You can go where your timeline banner is, and you can just hit like there's a setting there. You're gonna want to really have an introduction. You should consider having an intro video. There's even a way to, and I can do a video about this too, but there's even a way, which shame on me, haven't done that step yet. But there's even a way to add a second video for returning visitors so that this way you can personalize the experience. One way to think about your YouTube channel is instead of it just being, oh, I have to make content today, think about it as it's your own TV show of sorts. And so that brings me back to the previous conversation in this thread when I was talking more with Michigan Gun Dogs from Outdoors. You can check out his channel. He had some questions, and he said, I love the word that he said, cluster, because when I had asked the question, I can ask it again. Are you using YouTube for business? Are you using it for entertainment? Or are you using it for education? Or do you use it for all three? Right? Like, what's your focus for the reason why you're using YouTube? Or hell, hey, hi, Myra. I'll even ask you too, like, why did you stop by my channel? Because I'm always curious about that. So with the word cluster from the previous member, I could relate to that as a word being eclectic. I have a lot of interest too. So my recommendation to the previous viewer was this: to work on making your playlists on your channels. So that way you can, the other thing too that I didn't mention when I made the tips previously was with playlists, you can also do this. You can make them public or you can make them private. So if you haven't decided yet, like, oh, do I need my own business YouTube, separate YouTube for your business interests? If you're starting to lean that way, my recommendation would just be to say yes. You can, it's okay to have more than one YouTube channel if you have different interests, right? I happen to have I have one that's specifically for HighLevel, and then this is my eclectic channel. So when the other viewer was talking about feeling like it was kind of for himself that his interests were kind of a cluster, that's when the playlists work really, really well. Yes, there is a dog behind me. That is Max. Hey, Max, you gonna say hi? He just does not like the camera. Look, look, look. He's like, no. Yeah, that's my boxer. Oh, you gonna smile, Max? He's probably about 9. He's about 9 years old. So all right. So and thanks, Tommy, if you're still hanging out. He said, greetings from Slovakia, just stopping by to spread some love and positivity Also to hit the like button so I can help the algorithm have a blessed day. Yeah. And don't come to YouTube begging for money. Is that what you use for YouTube, Joe? I don't come to YouTube begging for money either. So yeah, so then when it comes to the different reasons for making content, one, I would say that a lot of us have to remember that social media, there's the first word in it, social. Okay. Another reason when it comes to business is to grow a community, because in a community that's where you can meet other like-minded people. And haven't you heard the old saying, was it two heads are better than one? It's really nice when you can bounce ideas off of other people. And then three, like I've mentioned earlier in this go live, when you use your socials the right way, you really can create like a like-minded business network for yourself when it comes to leveraging the social media platforms, because you know what, the ones that made the platforms, they're the ones making the millions. And they were quite brilliant because they get all of us to make content. But over my years, I learned how to do social, yes, I should call it social engineering optimization. Yeah, right. Search engine optimization, which is a fancy term of learning how to rank websites through visibility. So, so let's see, what do we have? Myra said, no, Joe, I think you do. Everyone wants money. Hey, Joe, you know what? And thanks, Myra, for don't you guys start fighting. You know what? Don't come to YouTube begging money. No, I don't beg for money. In fact, Joe, I don't know where you're coming from at with your comments, and I'm not even going to take them the right or wrong way. One of my playlists, when it comes to like the topics of money and what my platforms are about, is a couple of things. I have a playlist on how to become debt free. Our family did that. We read the book, The Total Money Makeover by Dave Ramsey. It took us about 7.5 years to let's see. Well, actually, turn this around. I'll turn this around a minute. There's my house. There's my backyard. Right. We paid off our house and my daughter's college, and I'm a hairstylist. My husband's a mechanic. We took the monies that are in our life and we just allocated them better. And well, lo and behold, just like the book said, it's not rocket science. We were able to pay the stuff off. And then when it comes to why mine is thinkyourwaytoamillion.com, it's easy to remember, and life is easier if you just allow yourself to use your imagination differently. And then when that is tied to being able to find something that really makes you happy, that is a solution for someone else, then people are willing to pay for a consultant, or people are willing to buy something that's going to be a solution for them. So I don't take that as begging for money. Now, as far as what's begging for money, I think personally, this is just me talking. I think sometimes things like GoFundMe are abused. So, but you're not gonna find, that's not what my channel's about. Let's see. So that addresses that. So let's see what else. Have to go by. Sorry, no problem. Come back later. No problem. All right. So as I was saying today, I just hopped on to celebrate today's 100 days of YouTube, and also just to say thank you to those of you that have helped me along the way as far as like just subscribing. I know some of you are coming back. Was it never mind? I don't have to anymore. Oh, you don't have to leave. Okay, that's all right. Well, hit the subscribe button and you'll know when I'm gonna be on again. What when it comes to like where I am online, uh, I've been using social media for like 20 years. So I just like, what I like to do now is help all of you learn how it is that you can use your socials for things that you like to do, because there's just a lot of fun in just the creative process. And I think sometimes I've seen or I've witnessed that people are just a little, I don't think the word's afraid, they just don't know where to start. Or what's holding them back is that people are going to say stuff. People are going to say stuff. People say stuff. I've found that it's just how you handle yourself online makes all the difference. None of us know each other, uh, where we're coming from how we were raised, what kind of job we have, what kind of profession, how much money, how much lack of money, or that whole money topic, obviously, that sparked off. What's the dog behind you? That's Max. That's my buddy Max. Um, and right, Max? You want to go soon, Max? He's like, come on, Mom, we gotta go soon. But I just want to express my gratitude for all of you that do engage in my channel, with my channel. I want to thank you too for your time, because who cares about money? The most important thing in life is time. You do not get that back. So you don't get that back. So use your time wisely. Uh, Surround yourself around those that make you feel good. Surround yourself around those that can teach you something, and surround yourself around people that they help you to have fun, because there's nothing wrong with that. So, and if you don't like something you see on social media, then follow things that you do like. So my last closing tips are going to be this: hit the subscribe button. Come back often. But seriously, if you want to feel better with your social medias, like if you're not at the point of using them for your business, then there is the algorithm. And that's that thing that follows us around. So if you've ever said, oh, geez, look at the red car, the next thing you know in your feed are red cars. People are trying to sell you red cars. But I'm not kidding. If you're not happy with what it is that's in your feed, start following people, channels, hobbies, things that really relate to you. And then this way, when you are scrolling, things that will make you feel good. Because that's all I want in the end of the day, is when you come to visit thinkyourwaytoamillion.com, I'm on a mission to help those of you to feel better, think better, become more financially fit, whether it's listening to some of the things or visiting my podcasts that are about how we did become debt free, how you can become debt free, and then how to inspire you to have your own million idea. So thank you so much. And I look forward to the next time I see you. And I come on often, and today's day 100. So there might be a chance I might be back later. So thank you for sharing the love. Thank you for the comments, and thank you for the questions. And again, like I said, visit thinkyourwaytoamillion.com. Be sure to grab your free trial of HighLevel. And if you don't know what HighLevel is, then just check out my video. That is the overview for HighLevel. Come back often. Stay safe. Be happy. And until next time.